rereading?
The story just got better. But
Who's next?
oh, who is next?
Oh, God.
You, John. You said it was getting better.
No, wait.
This is your golden moment, John.
That is if he wants to read.
Okay, I'll try.
And
I'll try to more than a sentence this time, though.
no, more than 2 paragraphs.
Yes. Push yourself, man.
I'll push myself, even though the reading will be horrible.
This is your golden moment. This is one of your favorite parts. Just read it.
Come on, you can do it, John. Come on. Come on.
Are you recording still?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Right. Scootaloo, get up. Get up. Now. Hurry. Scootaloo, wake up! Wake up! Scootaloo shook her head briefly, wondering where she was and what was happening. In a flash, it all came back, and she jumped to her feet. Aurora, right? Yeah, Aurora was shaking her. Fright something, I can't read that word because I'm stupid. Her face. The suits were starting to approach the two, now tasers and shackles up and ready. Ooh, awesome. Scootaloo, they're coming for us. What do we do? Scootaloo looked for an opening. All the doors were blocked except for one. On the scaffolding, the suited ponies were slowly approaching, not rushing in order to prevent the fillies from freaking out. Fear was their tool. Scootaloo spun around, looking for an exit. There was only one. She realized, I have a plan. She whispered to Aurora. What's that? Clear, fly, fall, complete. Aurora nodded, understanding. Her eyes widened. She repeated louder, and now so the other frightened fillies could hear. Clear, fall, fly, fall, complete. Got it? 1. Scootaloo started counting. 2. Aurora squeaked. Aurora squeaked. As she backed into Scootaloo, the suits were a mere feet away now. Someone else want to continue?
Hello?
Was I...
Cameron, go.
Cameron, go.
Alright, 3. A collective shout reverberated around the room as every filly that could actually fly took off. The suited ponies gasped and fell back, unsure of where to go. There was too much confusion. A few of the faster-thinking ones took off as well, tasers at the ready, aiming at the closest Pegasus they could take. Step 1. Clear! With her command, the farriers... Fuck!
Oh god.
Sorry.
Go on. Go on.
Step 1, Scootaloo screamed, clear! With her command... The farriers started targeting the dark ponies in droves. Who's connected with hands and... Ignore that phone, by the way. And while some of the students fell lifeless to the floor, the majority of casualties were the suited ponies. Scootaloo and Aurora landed on the scaffolding right by the door and reached it to open. It was locked. Oh god, what do we do now? We're still unclear. She shouted, turning around and bucking the door. Aurora followed her, focusing the brunt of her blows at the part of the wall where the latch would be. Rainbow Dash on the other side of the scaffolding recovered from her initial shock of the rebellion and noticed Scootaloo pounding on the door. Kill her! Screamed the other important-looking ponies. Kill her! She started charging toward the ponies. Beginning her range momentarily, Scootaloo closed her eyes, pounding harder and harder on the door. It started to creak and splinter. Any second now, she thought, Rainbow Dash would get here. It's over. I'm doomed. She would have cried, but there were no more tears left. But nothing came. The door started to split open from its frame, now leaning inward. It wouldn't be long until it was open. She opened her clenched eyes, peering up at the scaffolding. All the remaining ponies were there, pressing towards, holding the enraged blue Pegasus and her cronies back. They wouldn't last long, however. Even as Scootaloo watched, twitching and yelping ponies were falling to the floor below. Even some even landing in the great maw of the Spectrum machine. The pink pony from Levitating Acres were there, and she turned to Scootaloo just as the door blew back into the hall behind. Fly! The pink pony demanded with pain in her voice. She opened her mouth to speak again, but was cut short as the pile of Pegasus blew apart. With Rainbow Dash standing enraged in the opening, she was on her two back hooves, her front hooves rolling in the air. A small gas doused red, and her multicolored man was torn apart in a patch. An unearthly howl passed her lips, and were drained of any sanity that was left. Come on, Aurora! We've got to fly if we're going to live. I can't. This is too much. I haven't healed. Aurora looked at Scootaloo with wide open eyes. You can go, Scootaloo. Tell everyone what happens here. Let them know. She glanced back at the wall of students, almost bare now, as Rainbow Dash's butt tore them to pieces. Jesus Christ. Her coat was now glistening crimson, almost dripping as she ignored the need for live ponies. Rainbow Dash got officially 20% more badass. There would be more. Cloudesdale would take a small shortage of rainbows in another few months. There would have been more classes, more failures, but for now, all she knew is that Scootaloo had to die. Violently, if possible. Decades of working for the Rainbow Factory had fractured her. She was the only one allowed in public in keeping the horrible secret since childhood and any psychological problems that no amount of therapy could cure. Scootaloo was her last link on sanity and her failure had deleted that. There was no logic in her evil mind anymore. No care, no capacity for passion. Only hate. This is a good fanfic. I take that back. I take every negative thing I said about this fanfic back. It's pretty good. Pure, concentrated, and evil hatred filled the gaps her love Scootaloo had once occupied. Rainbow Dash was no more. Only this thing remained. I hardly knew you, Aurora. Scootaloo cooed softly into the yellow Pegasus behind her. I'm sorry I never knew you until all this. I'm sorry we had to meet like this, and I'm sorry we had to part like this. She had found more tears. Any meeting of a friend is a welcoming meeting, Aurora reassured Scootaloo. Now you heard the other pony. Fly, Scootaloo. Fly. Goodbye. Goodbye, Aurora. With that, Aurora levitated and spun around, looked into the yellow pony's eyes one last time, and launched down the cramped corridor. She had no idea where she was going, but any chance at freedom was one she had to take. Aurora blinked a couple of times, standing in front of the door, front of the door. Rainbow Dash would have had at least one obstacle in the way. The blue pony tossed the last of the other students over the scaffolding and slowly walked toward Aurora. How cute! You think that you, a useless broken pile of manure, could possibly stand in my way? You really make me laugh. None of you can compete with the awesome power I have. I have Ouroboros! Anyway, big balls! Anyway, love can overcome all evils in this world. Aurora straightened herself in the bed as Rainbow Dash stopped in front of her. Aurora stayed in front of Dash, barring her entry down the corridor beyond. Well then, bitch, let's see if love will overcome this one. Didn't you get to teach that shit, Rainbow Dash? Anyway, and with that, Rainbow grabbed one of Aurora's bandaged wings and pulled, tearing it off her completely. Aurora collapsed onto her knees, gritting her teeth in horrible pain, but she didn't scream. She wouldn't give in to Rainbow Dash. Rainbow grabbed her other wing and dragged her, kicking and moaning, down to the center of the scaffolding. She lifted Aurora up by the wing, laughing quietly to herself as this look of intense agony appeared on Aurora's face. Rainbow Dash took to the air, bringing the squirming yellow and green pony with her over the top of the machine. With a squeak of evil laughter, she jerked up the wing in her hoof. It, too, disconnected from the now conversion Pegasus, and so fell. She landed head first. Ew. The door on the scaffolding closed with a gust of wind, just as the machine began pumping out the brightest greens and yellow it had ever produced, and there was no one around to see it.
My turn.